Hi, chat. So, I know I just made a video like a few seconds ago, but I want to address this in another video because I don't want it to take too long to upload. So, what, okay. Basically the video is just about talking about some stuff, about bedwars, about Marion and stuff. Not the good and everything. I just want to tell you guys something, because you guys keep really doing the same stuff about some certain things. So I just want to tell you guys some important info and stuff. But first off, I was going to tell you guys about like, I know this is kind of off topic, but people keep joining me, asking me, how do you be friends with William? So basically, I'm obviously not going to answer this question. And I'm just going to say, like, don't, don't like donate to try to, if you, if you try to like, he's most likely not going to. And that would be pretty rare. I don't think he really friends anyone, like either way. Like, if you're donating him to like ask him for a friend or request or something, I don't think he's going to, unless it's just, I don't know. Most likely, I don't think he's gonna really accept that. I see a lot of people donating, asking for friend requests. He usually just says, "I'm sorry, man." You know what I'm saying? The chat. Yeah. But like, I know everyone wants to really like, I know everyone wants to be friends with Leon to be very cool and stuff. You can give Leon a break, man. You don't know how much messages he's getting about that. Pretty insane. May not like see much because like he doesn't talk about any of that really in video or anytime really. But he gets kind of a lot of questions asked for friend requests. Now, usually only like people he actually knows IRL who actually send and just other things or something, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I'm gonna talk about Marianne for that. I wanted to now discuss about like how you can improve your bed war skills or just generally improve in bed wars. I talk about some text that you could use for advantage in bed wars. Not not guaranteeing they can increase your skill, but you know it, then you could probably get some better skills. So let me just discuss lessons. So the first major thing I would have to say is your PvP skill. So at the start of the game, you basically the only advance like the only like advantage you could get at the start of the game is your hit ability or your or blocks. Those are the major things you should use. Now, yeah, stuff like stone swords is actually pretty good. Not required. I'd rather get blocks, but you like the more kind of new people to just get stone sword maybe. Now, if you find a PV fight, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't break your mouse, okay? Nah, I'm not. Don't just spam like this. Even though even though the auto clicker method is kind of redacted, it's not really good either. I tried it. It's decent for some like for specific times, but Most of the time, no. I feel like the only time I would really try to kind of spam sword is if I'm chasing a runner or something. Because if I did the one tap method, I could just send them farther, and then they have a better chance of escape. Now, what you would most rather want to use probably in a up close fight is like, so like when you first get to them, a few little taps, I would probably say, just send them back flying. Then once they're a bit low HP, like maybe a half, then you can start clicking them up fast and stuff. You know, you don't want them to, like, you don't want to get any height advantage or anything. Don't let them get behind you or something because that can be a huge differ to your strat. Now, all I can really say is just don't be too forward when trying to fight someone, especially if they're downgrading on them. Do something like building up a flux. That's like the go-to method. That is the actual go-to. You could just do it. Now they can just counter by going up, but if you just go up, you can. There's still a lot of counters available. You know what I'm saying? So you could build up. You could do one tap and then spam. I do a mixture of both. I don't only do one tap because like if they use the ability like the electro just spams into me, then I'm probably gonna die just because they're just taking so fast. But yeah, basically, I'm gonna move on to the next step. Now, don't only rely on kits. This is a pretty huge one. Now, kits make the game a lot more easy, especially some of them like that makes it really easy. You have to focus on like your skill. If you don't have like if your kid doesn't have the ability or something, you have to focus on like your PvP method skills or just intelligence on the game. Now, I can't always rely on me having this ability, so I'm just imagining this fighting. My gosh, might be cooked. And now I just use this. It didn't flame him, but I don't know why. It usually flames him, but I guess it doesn't work on NPCs. So, yeah, just don't rely only on kits. You have to have, yeah, use kits. You can use kits abilities. I would definitely recommend that. I'm not saying don't use the kit, just don't only focus on using the kit. Try to do both. Just have good strategy and just use the weakness. Or just keep at your best stat. Either way, even if your favorite kit or just a kit your best stat isn't that good, if you're good at it and you win games a lot or something with it, then I'll still recommend using that. If that's what your best at. And if there isn't some that you aren't good at, then practice it. You know, I would go to the training room to practice. They could help a lot, but they don't move. It doesn't really matter that much, but it's still different things. Also, I heavily recommend fighting in first person. Now, third person is optional, but I'd rarely use third person. Now, I feel like Million does third person a good amount, but I feel like third person just like, I would only do that if I have a crossbow or something to use, because I can't aim that good in first person. But sometimes I do third and bad combat. I just don't do it that much. Like really, for the best for me, in my opinion, is just first, because then the crosshair gives you more range. So like it's like if I'm like this, hold up, okay, can't hit me. Alright, see, look, alright, alright. Make it as close as possible with this. Trying not to. And I'm gonna zoom in and see. It gives you a lot more range, so that's why you should definitely use different, especially this. Because if you're in third person, you can down on this. I mean, third person, like, you just get a bit less range. I mean, I don't know. Just second first. Also, I'll give you a few bed breaking tips as well. Because that's pretty important. So, if you want to speed run a game, you have to break the bed. Mm. Sometimes it's going to be annoying if they just put bed playing, especially Obsidian, bro. I'm not trying to play too long game. I'm not doing one. Now, going to bed, you just want to get an axe. Any axe is good. Even the wooden one is still pretty good. You can do it pretty fast. My go-to would probably be the stone one or iron one because you can just kind of tap with the iron one, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, one of those if you could, or just, I mean, I don't see a difference really in a diamond pick and a diamond axe. It's kind of the same as the iron one, so I wouldn't go for that. But if you want, yeah, sure. Usually the only thing I would really go for at max is iron because it's kind of the same thing. Plus, diamond doesn't one shot, and iron two shots as well, and diamond does three. So I just feel like it's more. Or if you just miss the beast, then just spend the money, just something. Also, don't waste your blocks. This is the most important thing. If you run out of blocks, you might just be cooking. Unless you just have a really good kit. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to run out of that. That's all the tips I can really give you and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't have much more to say. Just, yeah, it's kind of it. Really, that's it. Hope you guys enjoying the video. Kind of a boring one, but maybe you guys could get better if you use it. But yes, hope you all have a good day and see you boys.